Well, joining us on the Newshour debate this evening, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, National Spokesperson of the BJP and Political Advisor to Rajnath Singh, Alimuddin Khan, Political Analyst, live from New Delhi, Syed Asim Waqar, Samajwadi Party Leader, is live from Lucknow this evening. On the other side, Aryama Sundaram, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court, joining us live from the capital, Shailesh Gandhi, former CIC and RTI activist, live from Mumbai this evening. Madhuresh Kumar, National Convener, National Alliance of People's Movements, live from Delhi, and T.S. Krishnamurthy, former CEC, live from Chennai. My first question to Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Is this debate simply about the fact that a question or some of the questions asked by Teesta Setalwad was turned down by the Supreme Court when she asked for Hindutva or Hinduism to be redefined? I know you'll want to answer that one first, Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Actually, the decision of today has given a rise to a very appropriate question. Because the problem is, in the independent India, the biggest politics was done in the name of religion and with the misuse of the word Hindu. By any parameter of religion, you cannot determine the word Hindu. Is there one God, one way of worship, one book, one style? Nothing. Still you call it religion. You do not agree with the court judgment of 1995. Even our political opponents, I would like to remind, the first time the word Hindu, as per the book of Jawaharlal Nehru, Discovery of India, in around page number 74, he says that the word came in vogue around 10th century for all those who are living in India. Still you are calling it a word taking in the communal context. This was misuse of the word, and on the contrary, I would like to remind on this religion-based politics. Who started first the religion-based politics? Do you remember? The first political party in the history of India which got a religious decree from a religious leader, it was Indira Gandhi in 1980 by Jama Masjid Imam. And then VP Singh in 1989. Open religious politics. There is a religious decree in favor of a political party.
Yeah, Sudhanshu Trivedi, it's interesting. You accept that the word Hindu and Hinduism and Hindutva have been misused. Is that correct? Because I remember I heard you say that the word Hindu has been misused by all political parties. Do you accept that?
Yes. I accept, and let me clarify one more thing.
Can you be more specific, sir?
You can define any word related to religion in three contexts. One, absolute religious definition. Second, cultural definition. Third, legal definition. By any definition, Hinduism is not a religious context.
Which political party has benefited by using the word Hindu, Hinduism or Hindutva? Sudhanshu Trivedi.
We never used any such word. All parties which use these words are our opponent political parties. They try to brand
Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, with all due respect, even if you're saying the BJP, one second, even if you're saying that the BJP hasn't used these words, the fact is you have organizations like the VHP, like the RSS, that have openly used these words and have clearly told voters to vote for the BJP having used these words. Now, gentlemen, we are going to come to the finer points and we are going to pull out some of these examples from history. Give us a few minutes to do that. Yeah, I'm going to come to that. We'll pull out all these examples. I just want to go to T.S. Krishnamurthy first on the larger issue. T.S. Krishnamurthy.
Give me a second. I have some questions. Give me a second. I have some questions for Mr. Trivedi.
Yes, okay. We'll come to the specifics. Gentlemen, we'll come to the specifics. T.S. Krishnamurthy, the larger question here, as the court has said that religion and politics cannot mix. The question is, why should there be absolutely any place for religion of any kind, any mention whatsoever in our electoral system? T.S. Krishnamurthy.
Well, having accepted as a secular nation, religion should not play in the electoral politics at all. But during my period when I was in the election commission, I had complaints from all religious practices. In fact, whether it is a church, mosque or temple, there were complaints that the religion was being misused. And it is very difficult for us to prove. We can't have a CCTV in a temple or in a mosque or a church. But I have no doubt that in this country, though religion is not expected to be used for electoral politics, almost every party uses it for religious purposes. It's unfortunate, but we have to find a way out to see that religion is not used if you really want to assert as a secular nation.
Well, it's an interesting point to make. Yeah. Tina, I was just saying, because he says it's a reality, and we want to just, pick on Sudhanshu Trivedi when he said, we have not used, in fact, that's not the question we asked Sudhanshu Trivedi. I asked Sudhanshu Trivedi, because he said the word Hindu has been misused. I was asking him, which political party has misused the word Hindu, Hinduism or Hindutva? I did not say anything, Sudhanshu, but you were on the defensive saying my party has not misused, and Alimuddin Khan was laughing on the other side. So I want Alimuddin to discuss this with you. Sudhanshu, I'll give you 30 seconds to respond to that, and Alimuddin will take you up on that.
If you have said that this word Hindu was misused, it was first misused by the Congress party. When they have raised a slogan, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. Why you are trying to divert the country on the basis of religion? When you are trying to have a separate schooling system for one, a separate judicial system for one. From there the misuse of religion and infringement of the religion in the political structure of India started. And one more sentence I would like to remind. Even the entire political history of India, there was one instance when any political party in their election manifesto has mentioned the religion. It was Congress in 1988 Mizoram election. They said if they get the power, they will try to run the state by the Catholic beliefs. You cannot imagine in a secular country a political party can have a religious indication in the manifesto. Not indication, openly saying that we will try to run by the religious decree. And the political party in which a Prime Minister has said that the Muslim should have first right over the resources of India. When the defense minister said there is a Muslim
त्रिवेदी जी सब जानते हैं कि 2 सीट से लेकर
मेजॉरिटी मनमोहन सिंह जी ने विज्ञान भवन में कहा
राम टेम्पल इशू से कार सेवा से बाबरी मस्जिद को गिराने से ये रिलीजन का यूज नहीं है तो क्या है? आप रिलीजन को यूज करके ही तो मेजॉरिटी तक पहुंचे हो। हिंदू महासभा क्या करती है, आरएसएस क्या करती है, बजरंग दल क्या करता है, गौ माता के ऊपर कौन
बता दीजिए क्या करता है?
हिंदुत्व ही है।
नहीं बताइए ना, आरएसएस क्या करती है? इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा स्कूल अगर चलते हैं विद्या भारती तो आरएसएस चलाती है। गरीब का बच्चा स्कूल में नहीं जा सकता, 1 लाख एकल विद्यालय आरएसएस चलाती है। वनवासी क्षेत्रों में क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज के अलावा सबसे बड़ी संस्था वनवासी कल्याण आश्रम आरएसएस चलाती है।
इसकी बात हो रही है।
सुधांशु त्रिवेदी,
जो नहीं करते
Sudhanshu Trivedi, why don't you answer the question asked by him, which is specific to the Ram Mandir issue? Now you claim it's not an electoral matter, but the fact of the matter is just about every single time there are any major elections due, this issue of the Ram Mandir magically resurfaces every single time. He's asked you some specific questions about that. Why don't you answer that? What about the Yatra of L.K. Advani? These are issues which have gone down in history.
Sudhanshu Trivedi cannot answer that. Sudhanshu Trivedi has no answer for this. 1923 Veer Savarkar.
Okay, gentlemen, let him respond. You've asked the question. Let him respond. Sudhanshu Trivedi, आप उनको जवाब तो दीजिए। आपने सवाल उठाया है, let him answer. Yes, Sudhanshu Trivedi, then we're bringing in Syed Asim Waqar, please.
You have raised a very appropriate question. Whenever the election comes, the Ram Mandir comes into scenario. In the recent context, who initiated this debate? Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav. कि राम मंदिर के समय 16 कार सेवक नहीं 40 भी मर जाते तो कोई गम नहीं था. What was the need of this statement? Who initiated the state? It is the BJP or the Mulayam Singh Yadav. Always our opponents try to raise this issue. And second thing,
आप आर्टिकल 370 को भूल गए.
No, Sudhanshu.
आप आर्टिकल 370 को भूल गए. कश्मीर में 109 दिन हो गए. आप आर्टिकल 370 को भूल गए.
अलीमुद्दीन खान,
ट्रिपल तलाक पे आ गए. क्या कर रहे हो आप?
अलीमुद्दीन खान,
आप क्या कर रहे हो? ट्रिपल तलाक करके यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की बात करते हो. आप 370 की बात करो. आर्टिकल 370 हटाओ. वहां पीडीपी के साथ आपकी सरकार है.
अलीमुद्दीन खान
की सरकार है. रिमूव
Yeah, Alimuddin Khan.
बात religion पे हो रही है कि Article 370 पे?
No, 1 second.
Please don't divert the debate.
Yeah,
Alimuddin.
And second thing.
Sudhanshu, you said. Sudhanshu, yeah, I'll debate you. You said no. One quick point. Sudhanshu, one quick point. You said who raised it recently? It was Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Let me have one something.
No. You said Mulayam Singh raised it. No. Just one small observation and you take it forward. You said Mulayam Singh raised it recently when he spoke about car sevaks. Have you forgotten on this channel and on this show? We've debated last week when Mahesh Sharma went to Ayodhya. We know what happened. In the guise of a museum, we know what happened. Didn't you raise Ram Mandir there? What are you talking about? It is a fact, and that's why I want to bring in Aryama Sundaram at this point. Aryama, can any political party, Mr. Aryama, can any political party...
Museum is for past events.
Yeah. No. My question was to Aryama Sundaram.
Past events. They think that Ram is a past event for them now. They cannot make Ram temple, so they are making museum.
Yeah, Alimuddin, let me put this question.
Museums are considered as the articles of the past events.
Yeah, let me put this question to Aryama.
They are not confident of making Ram temple. They just want to cash it for the votes. And they are saying that...
That's the point I'm trying to make, Mr. Aryama. Can any political party...
They are the main party who use politics for the...
Yeah, Mr. Aryama Sundaram, can any political party say we are above board when it comes to using religion for votes?
Look, let's not be naive. Let's not be naive about this. The fact of the matter is, religion definitely plays a role in every political party's campaign in one way or the other. We need not be simplistic and pretend it does not happen. Again, let's not be simplistic in thinking that although we all know, I'm a student of philosophy and I know that Hinduism is not a religion, it's a philosophy. Hindutva has been interpreted to be a way of life, it is not a religion. But when you use the word Hindu, you are talking and the person, the common man hears it, he hears it as a religion. When you say Hindutva, Hindu, the common man hears it as a religion. You say Hindu, Muslim. What are you saying? Are you saying philosophy, Muslim, way of life, Muslim, or are you really talking two religions? The fact of it is that every single political party plays the card either pro one religion, anti another religion, or to say that we will support one religion in a greater manner. This is done. And unfortunately, this is not done only in India. It's done all over the world. If you look at the United States, whether you like to accept it or not, they do use racist cards. You look for the black vote. You look for the Hispanic vote. You look for other votes. In a country like England, you use Catholic and Protestant. So let's not be naive. It's a reality. Every political party can claim the other one does it. The fact is they're all right. Why? Because they all do it. And let's not go away from it. And don't get away by using words like Hindutva, Hindu, philosophy, etc. It's all the same thing.
The questions arise for absolutely every party. Aryama Sundaram, like you pointed out, I'd like to put out a series of questions now to Syed, Asim, Waqar and to Sudhanshu Trivedi. Since Sudhanshu Trivedi said that we've never used any of this, I'll come... Syed, Asim, Waqar, आप पे पहले आते हैं. जैसे सुधांशु त्रिवेदी ने अभी बोला है, सुधांशु त्रिवेदी ने बोला है कि जो अभी रिसेंटली मुलायम सिंह ने फिर से एक बार बाबरी मस्जिद, कार सेवक्स की बात उठाई थी, वो क्यों उठाई थी? मैं आपको डेट भी बता देती हूँ. मुलायम सिंह एक्सप्रेसिंग रिग्रेट ओवर ऑर्डरिंग द फायरिंग ऑन कार सेवक्स डेटेड अगस्त 27, 2016. अभी जब 4-5 महीने बचे हैं यूपी के इलेक्शंस के लिए, तो क्या जरूरत थी कि मुलायम सिंह ने वो वाली बात फिर से इन्वोक करी, उसके बारे में बात किया, बाबरी मस्जिद 1990 की फायरिंग, और ये भी बोला एज सुधांशु त्रिवेदी सेड कि अगर 30 भी लोग मरते तो भी मैं वो फायरिंग जरूर ऑर्डर करता. व्हाट वाज द नीड टू मेक दिस स्टेटमेंट, साइद असीम वकार?
बात सुनिए, देखिए सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी जिस पार्टी से आते हैं, इस पार्टी ने अगर हिंदुस्तान के संविधान को कुचलने के लिए आगे कदम ना बढ़ाए होते और हिंदुस्तान के अदलिया के कानून को तोड़ने की बात ना की होती और बाबरी मस्जिद पे हमला ना किया होता, तो मैं समझता हूं कि वहाँ गोली चलाने की या किसी तरह के एक्शन की ज़रूरत ना पड़ती. भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने धर्म की राजनीति की और माननीय नेताजी ने संविधान की रक्षा की थी. माननीय मुलायम सिंह यादव जी ने हिंदुस्तान के कानून को बचाने का काम किया था, हिंदुस्तान के अदलिया की शान को बचाने का काम किया था, और इन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के अदलिया के कानून को पैरों तले कुचलने का काम किया था। पहले तो ये फर्क समझ लीजिए।
मैंने आपको 25 साल पुरानी बात नहीं पूछी है, मैंने आपको 1 महीना पुरानी बात पूछी है कि उस बात को इस वक्त उठाने की जरूरत क्या थी, व्हाट वाज द नीड, इस मुद्दे को अब उठाने की जरूरत क्या थी। वो जरूरत सबको साफ दिखाई पड़ती है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में अगले 4-5 महीने में इलेक्शंस होने वाले हैं।
देखिए, मुलायम सिंह यादव जी ने जो बात कही और माननीय नेताजी का जो ये बयान था, मैं समझता हूं हिंदुस्तान में वो स्वर्णिम अक्षरों में लिखा जाएगा। वो गोल्डन वर्ड हैं कि हिंदुस्तान के संविधान की रक्षा कैसे की जाती है, ये सिखाया गया है और इसी तरह से आगे भी किया जाना चाहिए बाकी लोगों के द्वारा। लेकिन जिस तरह से बात धर्म की और धार्मिक लोगों के राजनीति की हो रही है, अगर कहीं ये कानून लागू हो गया और इस पर अमल होने लगा तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की और आरएसएस की तो दुकान ही बंद हो जाएगी। फिर ये क्या करेंगे? इनके पास तो करने के लिए कोई काम ही नहीं है। मैं सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी से पूछता हूं कि अगर इस तरह के कानून लागू हो जाए तो आप अपनी दुकान बंद करने के बाद नई दुकान खोलेंगे, ये बता दीजिए।
Respond to that.
There is one fact regarding that firing which is most of the time got out of the sight from media and the political class. वो जो फायरिंग हुई थी वकार साहब, कार सेवा थी 30 अक्टूबर 1990। अगेन आई रिपीट, द कार सेवा वाज ऑन 30th of October 1990 and the major firing was on 2nd of November 1990।
वो हिंदुस्तान के संविधान के
it was deliberately done to create a
चलने के लिए जो लोग हमला कर रहे थे इसके ऊपर
shot on head, not on
कार सेवक नहीं थे,
and that too on a point blank, so don't go in that।
और हिंदुस्तान के संविधान को तोड़ने वाले लोग थे, हिंदुस्तान के कानून को न मानने वाले लोगों पर फायरिंग की गई थी।
अरे भाई अब जवाब देने दीजिए। अगर आप हिंदुस्तान के कानून में आस्था रखते हैं वकार साहब, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है? दैट वाज अ डिस्प्यूटेड स्ट्रक्चर, दैट वाज नॉट बाबरी मस्जिद, एंड इज स्टिल अवर पॉलिटिकल अपोनेंट कंसिस्टेंटली सेड बाबरी मस्जिद, बाबरी मस्जिद,
आप उसको तोड़ डालेंगे,
व्हिच इज एन अटैक टू द
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है। कोई उसको हमला करके उसको तोड़ डालता है।
Sudhanshu and Syed Asim Waqar, 1 minute, 1 minute, Sudhanshu and Syed Asim Waqar, 1 second,
पर लोगों के
Syed Asim Waqar
है तो क्या उन पर हमला करके उनको तोड़ दिया जाता है?
शायद असीम वकार साहब 1 मिनट, वकार साहब 1 मिनट, वकार साहब 1 मिनट,
आप ये कह रहे हैं कि हिंदुस्तान के कानून ये कहता है कि जो विवादित है उसको तोड़ दिया जाए।
शायद असीम वकार 1 मिनट, इज दिस डिबेट अबाउट 1990 फायरिंग or is it about the need to ensure that you do not use religion in electoral process? You all are doing exactly what the court has said politicians have not done. Let me bring in Shailesh Gandhi at this point. Shailesh Gandhi, what is the court said today while looking at this entire debate of why we need polls without religion? What is the court said? The court has said if Parliament had not done anything, then why couldn't the court make any appeal for votes on the grounds of religion and electoral offence? Even the one it had earlier allowed, the CJI questioned, the CJI observed that Parliament has done nothing for 20 years while the reference was pending. Maybe it is waiting for us to pronounce judgment like in the sexual harassment case. Why are we debating this today? The reason why debating this today is because every political party, be it the Congress party, and Alimuddin Khan is smiling because he leans towards the Congress party. He's smiling. SP is fighting with the BJP. The fact is every political party has used religion for votes. Let's be clear about it. Shailesh Gandhi.
I would agree with my friend Aryama and Sundaram that everywhere people will ask for votes on religion, caste, color, all kinds of segmentations, which is not desirable. I personally would prefer a world and look for a world where religion doesn't separate us. Ideally, religion should be something based on which I pray to my God in my own house. It should be a very private thing. Unfortunately, the way things have grown, it has become a social aspect and it's become part of politics. But at the very least, I think that is achievable. Any attempt to create differences, to create violence based on religion should be automatically getting the arm of law trying to push it down. Unfortunately, in a larger context, we say every religious symbol should not be there. Anyone should not talk of Hinduism or Hindutva or Islam or Christianity or Sikhism for that matter. These things are happening Yes, we would desire an India where this doesn't happen, but I do not think we'll be able to forget this. And whether it's Supreme Court, Parliament, or media and citizens, getting religion away completely from our electoral politics, I feel, very sadly, will take a fairly long time. And you can't legislate.
Yeah, and it's a very complicated matter. You know, Madhuresh, Kumar, let's bring you in here, because the idea of using religion in electoral politics is not just restricted to creating communal tensions or violence, as Shailesh Gandhi was just talking about, but it's also the more complicated issue of separate electorates, which we decided to not go with at the time of our independence. But every single time a party or a candidate appeals to one particular community, aren't we essentially doing just that, creating separate electorates? Every time there is a religious leader who stands up and asks for his community to vote for one particular party, isn't that exactly what we are doing? Even without the violence, we are dividing community down these religious lines.
I think what is happening is that we are just recognizing the fact that these divisions exist.
Indian history.
No, these divisions exist.
One second, Alimuddin Khan, please.
But I think
Madhuresh Kumar has not had a chance to speak until now. Allow him the courtesy to speak. Yes, Madhuresh, please.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I think these divisions exist. The caste divisions, religious divisions in this country exist. But the guiding principle is the Constitution, Indian Constitution. And I think Indian Constitution there does not make a distinction. What has happened is that every other party has used it. But I think the party which has benefited most out of it, and what we are debating today is Hindutva, is the Bharatiya Janata Party. In 1989, first time they adopted Hindutva as their official ideology. 1989. They say Hindutva and the Hindu Rashtra is one of their prime targets for establishing if they come to power. 1923, when Savarkar coins the word Hindutva for the first time, and his definition of Hindutva is not that the every other non-Indian religions, so like say for example Zoroastrianism, Islam, Christianity, they are not part of the Hindutva way of life. He describes it as that, but then he says Hindutva is only for Hindus, Jains, Buddhism and the Sikhs, the religions which have existed in India. But whereas the Indian Constitution does not make that distinction. So I think Supreme Court may not want to get into that debate, but I think the party which has benefited most out of it is the Bharatiya Janata Party. And any time, whenever there is elections coming in, they are the first ones to create the polarity. The Gujarat model of development, the Gujarat model of elections and the winning and the continuing in the power. Reduce Muslims to the second grade citizens. Create this fear. Create this fear so that nobody can rise against the Hindus. Hindus Rashtra. Yes.
Madhuresh, I think it's not just about one political party like we've been talking about. It's not one political party. And Alimuddin, who's smiling, he leans towards the Congress.
It's not about that. I completely agree. As I said, everybody else uses
one political party. Every political party does it. Now it's come down to even parties like the Aam Aadmi Party, which said we will not use religion for votes. Even they continue to do it. And let me bring in Aryama Sundaram along with Alimuddin Khan. Alimuddin, you are questioning the BJP.
They continue to use the reference point.
Got it.
If you have a reference point as Bharatiya Janata Party, then every other follows that suit.
We need to ask those questions to every political party, Madhuresh.
Let's imagine for a second.
Yeah, Madhuresh, you have to ask that question to every political party.
Will every other party use that?
No, today everyone's complaining against the BJP. Yes, you have reasons to complain.
I'm asking that. Everybody is at fault.
Niranjanji.
Ek minute, Alimuddin ji, I want to ask you a question, because opposition is very angry. Opposition is angry, I agree with you. Opposition is angry. You seem to be very angry with the BJP and what the BJP is doing, sir. But why don't you tell me, was it not religion-based vote bank politics when Sonia Gandhi met the Shahi Imam ahead of the 2014 Lok Sabha elections? He then pledged his support to the Congress party in the name of danger from communal forces ahead of the general elections. Just one of the many examples I can give as far as the Congress party is concerned. Every political party has reasons to be questioned today. And if you were serious about not using religion, you would have done something to ensure the People's Representations Act today is stronger. You cannot shy away by saying we've done our job. It's the BJP that's using religion.
Niranjan ji, the very spirit of the Congress Constitution is similar to the preamble of the Constitution of India. We are a secular party in nature, and we do not believe in any caste or religious division votes.
Okay, no, please don't, please don't make these kind of... One second, don't make these kind of definitive statements here. Answer the question. No, please. You cannot come here and start talking about what your ideology is and why you... No, I'm sorry, you have to answer the question that Niranjan has asked you. He's asked you a specific question about Sonia Gandhi meeting the Shahi Imam. Why don't you answer that question?
Tina ji, I can understand your concern, but let me reply, please.
No, it's not just that, sir. Sir, okay, I'm adding one more small point. Small point because you said you don't do anything for... You said you don't use religion and caste-based politics for votes. Small intervention and then you can take it forward. You'll remember the appeasement tactic used by the Congress when it proposed a 4.5% sub-quota for backward minorities, which was in a lead-up to the UP elections of 2012. You will remember you did this. And when you say, but we don't do caste-based politics, we have 15 to 20 examples in the recent past. I'm only talking about the last 5 years where you have used religion for appeasement. And you haven't still answered the question about Sonia Gandhi and Shahi Imam.
Niranjan ji, Shahi Imam is sometimes he is with Congress, sometimes he is with Samajwadi, sometimes he is with other parties.
Yeah, exactly my point. All of you are using religious figures.
Samajwadi and BJP is concerned, they are going to lose their deposits even if this law comes into force. That's what for a long time we are pleading, that this is a secular country. One should do politics on the secular lines. One should not do politics in name of religion, caste and color.
No, but Alimuddin Khan, and I think T.S. Krishnamurthy also wanted to come in on this point. Alimuddin Khan, you're saying that the stronger laws are needed and you're saying that candidates of other parties will lose their deposits if this law comes into force. Well, the fact is it's going to be a level playing field for everyone, and that's exactly what we're trying to say here, is that absolutely every party uses religion and uses these kind of subversive tactics, these subliminal tactics using religion. T.S. Krishnamurthy wanted to make a point a little earlier also, and I want to ask you this, is that the need of the hour? Do we need a stronger law to ensure that no party is misusing religion?
No, so long as the first past post system is prevalent in this country, the people, the parties and the candidates will always appeal to the religion. So the only way you can at least substantially check the use of religion or caste is to bring amendment in the electoral law regarding the first past post system. If you can insist on 50% plus 1 or 33% plus 1 vote polled for the criterion for winning the elections, religion will continue to play an important role. The political parties are exploiting religion, and there is no way but to change the electoral law relating to the putting up of the candidates and the winning of the candidates. If this can be done, you can substantially check. Even then, religion may still play a role, but at least you can substantially check. So long as this first past post system is there, the people put up candidates where dominant caste or dominant religious people is there. If you can change the system of winning, if you can have minimum 33% one-third person votes or 50% votes for votes polled, only then there will be some control over
so what
the use
you're
of
saying
religion.
is that a pretty major overall and thinking, overall rethink of the entire system is required.
But pleaded for that law.
Yeah, why haven't you done it, sir?
The first party will be.
So why haven't you done it? You've had enough time. The Supreme Court is asking you that question today. Supreme Court is asking you that question. What have you done for the last 20 years? In 1995, there was an observation. Let me bring in Aryama Sundaram at this point. Aryama Sundaram, for 20 years, are you surprised? Political parties hobnobbing with proxies. They use leaders to maximize their votes. Every political party has done it, be it the Samajwadi Party, be it the BJP, be it the Congress. Every political party has used religious leaders as proxies to gain votes. And what can be done about it right now? Aryama Sundaram.
Well, your first question was, am I surprised? I certainly am not surprised. Look, I go back to this. I think all of you are aware that in the famous election between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon, at a time when America also by its constitution is a secular country, don't forget that at that time there was a huge play against Kennedy being a Catholic, and therefore a Catholic should not become the president. And there was a huge play, and that went on. Even today it goes on. My point is, whatever changes you bring to the Representation of People's Act, you cannot get away from the reality that people will try to garner Even today, you as the media will say so-and-so will get the Muslim vote, so-and-so within the Hindus will get the Yadava vote, so-and-so will get the Thakur vote. I mean, this is a reality which we face. I think what we have to accept is we should ensure that there are strong enough laws to ensure that there is no religious disharmony. It cannot be a case of trying to create a communal discord. The fact that you will endorse support from leaders of any religious community will happen. It does happen, and no matter what law you bring in, you will find a leader of one religious community making a statement saying that I believe that so-and-so is a good candidate, and that will happen. So let's be pragmatic, let's be realistic, let's not be naive,
Sundaram,
let's amend the law to see
but the fact is we've had Muslim chief ministers of predominantly Hindu states. We've had Christian chief ministers in Goa, which is largely a Hindu state. It doesn't have to be that way. And if you're talking about a truly secular democracy, then electoral
I am not talking about who wins an election. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about who wins the election. Don't forget that Kennedy did win the election. I'm saying the use of a religious platform, a religious leader to endorse you will happen. And that does happen.
You're saying there's no getting away from it, and that's going to happen.
Tina.
Okay, just very quickly, I think that Sudhanshu Trivedi's had his hand up for a while now, and there's a lot of questions that have come your way, Sudhanshu Trivedi, so we'll allow you to quickly answer all of them. But I just want to add to some of these points that have been made. You know, we've already talked about the Rath Yatra in 1990. I want to bring up some more points from a little more recent past. Sushil Kumar Modi, 2015 Bihar election, said it will be fought between those who eat beef and those who are against cow slaughter. Now, are you not invoking religion here, even though it's not being said overtly? Yogi Adityanath, ahead of the UP bypolls in September 2014, said that the BJP government in UP can stop love jihad. And he, of course, went on to explain how Hindu girls are being forcefully converted into Islam. Is that not invoking religion? Again, Yogi Adityanath, ahead of the bypolls, said that love jihad would certainly be a bypoll issue, a statement with very clear religious overtones. There are many such examples. You cannot deny that it has been done by your own as well.
This is the irony of the situation, that those things which are constitutional and propagated by others has been put on us. If Sushil Modi has said that those who are against or pro-beef, then cow slaughter is in the directive principle of the constitution, and they're invoked since 50-60 years by the Congress government. Why do you put to the BJP? Second thing, on the issue of love jihad, which you have raised by Yogi Adityanath, I would like to ask, who has initiated and coined this term love jihad? The BJP or RSS? No. It was Mr. V.S. Achyutanandan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, who was from Communist Party, who has first used this phrase. And then it was successively used in Kerala High Court and the Karnataka High Court. Still you try to put those things on the side of BJP. This is the irony of the situation. And I would also like to point out the entire and ugly mixture of politics. अरे भैया मुझे बोलने दीजिए, आप लोग शांति से बोल रहे हैं, मैं शांति से सुन रहा था, अब मुझे बोलने दीजिए, आपका टर्म आए तब बोलिएगा भाई.
I am thankful for
ये क्या तरीका है?
Alimuddin, let him speak, let him make his point, I'll give you your time.
To force at least many
Alimuddin, let him make his point.
From you. Air Force officer's father was killed for the politics.
Alimuddin, let him make his point.
By the RSS workers. I am thankful to the
Let me complete my submissions, and whatever you want, you can say. Please.
Alimuddin, let him make his point. We'll come back to you. Hold on. Alimuddin, just hold on. Let him make his point. Sudhanshu, quickly make your point, and then let Alimuddin rebut you.
And the entire and ugly mixture of politics and the biggest blow to the secular fabric of India is started. You know from where? And you are talking about Rath Yatra. Why Rath Yatra became success? I would like to give you an example. In Shahbano case, the government of India says that even giving 100 rupee compensation to a divorcee is not permissible because government doesn't want to infringe even an iota into a religious freedom. Okay? On the other hand, on the Ram's temple issue, the then government says that कि राम कहाँ पैदा हुए ये कोर्ट तय करेगा. वाह भाई वाह. एक रिलीजन के लिए आप कहेंगे कि 100 रुपए मुआवजा भी नहीं होगा क्योंकि हम धर्म में इतना हस्तक्षेप नहीं चाहते, और दूसरे में कहेंगे भगवान कहां पैदा हुए ये कोर्ट तय करेगा। वहां से प्रॉब्लम शुरू हुई और 30 ईयर चलते चलते इन द ईयर मार्च 2006 in Kerala Assembly there was a unanimous resolution by both the Congress and the Communists on the floor of Kerala Assembly in favor of Abdul Nasir Madhuresh, who was a prime accused in Coimbatore blast, कि उसको जेल से छोड़ दिया जाए। एक टेररिस्ट के लिए कांग्रेस और कम्युनिस्ट ने मिलकर एक रेजोल्यूशन पास किया बिकॉज ही बिलोंग टू ए पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन। फ्रॉम देयर द एंटायर पॉलिटिक्स स्टार्टेड एंड इट क्रिएटेड ए प्रॉब्लम। एंड लेट मी कंप्लीट माय सबमिशन। आज मैं आपसे पूछता हूं, इंडिया का जो सेकुलर फैब्रिक है, इट इज व्हाई
आपका विकास।
अरे भाई आप बोलने नहीं दे रहे हैं, अब आप कभी कश्मीर पे जा रहे हैं, कभी कहीं जा रहे हैं।
Please allow him to conclude the point that he is making. उसके बाद you can rebut him. Allow him to complete the point he is making. And we are not getting into a Kashmir debate here. We are absolutely not getting into a Kashmir debate here. Sudhanshu Trivedi, please conclude the point.
Not only because of 1947. I would just like to put forward one fact. You know how many sects of Islam are there? There are 72 sects of Islam. If at all there is one country in the world, it is only India in which all 72 sects of Islam are there. All sects of Christianity are there. The oldest church is in India. The Jews were never persecuted in India. Why? It is because India is a so-called Hindu majority. It is because of our culture which you term as Hinduism. और आप देख लीजिए, पाकिस्तान यहाँ से कट के बना, वहां पे तो अहमदियों को नहीं माना, मुहाजिरों को नहीं माना, सूफियों को नहीं माना। Forget about Hinduism.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, all right, your point is clear, and there is no doubt about. Okay, gentlemen, the debate is not about whether or not India is a secular country, because it is. The debate is about whether political parties are misusing religion and why religion and politics should not miss. So let's not get off track completely. I want to bring in Syed Asim Waqar again. Syed Asim Waqar, you've been quiet for a while now, and आपसे भी मैंने एक दो सवाल पूछे थे, जैसे for example I talked about the fact that Mulayam Singh had recently raised the issue of Babri Masjid again. He had talked about the firing on the car sevaks. उसका आपने जवाब दिया। मैं आपसे एक और चीज पूछना चाह रही हूँ। अबू आजमी ने कहा था, this is a statement from your party leader Abu Azmi, who went to the length of saying a Muslim who does not vote for the SP is not a Muslim. His DNA test should be conducted. This was said at an election rally. What is this if not a blatant misuse of religion in politics?
देखिए, पहले भी मैंने कहा कि नेताजी के बयान के ऊपर मैंने आपसे एक बात कही कि दो हाथ से एक
नहीं, आपने उसका जवाब दे दिया। मैंने ये भी बोला, सईद असीम वकार, मैंने ये भी बोला कि आपने उस सवाल का जवाब दे दिया। मैं सुन चुकी हूँ। नहीं, मैंने आपका जवाब मान भी लिया। मैंने बोल दिया कि आपने उस सवाल का जवाब दिया है। आप मेरे इस सवाल का जवाब दीजिए। जब आपके पार्टी
मैं सब बातों का जवाब दूंगा आपकी।
ऐसे बोलते हैं
मैं किसी सवाल से नहीं भागता हूं।
मुसलमान होके एसपी को वोट नहीं देंगे,
मैं जवाब दे रहा हूं आपको,
टेस्ट कंडक्ट करना
जवाब दे रहा हूं आपको, आप सुनने को तैयार नहीं है।
जी नहीं, मैं सुनने को पूरी तरह से तैयार हूं, आप जवाब दीजिए।
थोड़ा सा लंबा आप और पूछ लिया, मैं सुकून से सुन रहा हूं, आपकी बात सुन रहा हूं।
मैंने बोल दिया,
बहुत पैशनेट हूं, मैं बहुत सब्र वाला हूं। आप पूछिए, मैं चुपचाप बैठा हूं।
सैयद असीम वकार,
जब आपने नेताजी का नाम ले लिया,
गो अहेड सर, क्वेश्चन
तो मेरी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि सवाल जो आपने शुरुआत की थी वहां से जवाब दूं।
या बात कीजिए सर।
आप दिल चाहे सुने और दिल चाहे ना सुने। देखिए, नेताजी का आपने नाम लिया। 1990 में अयोध्या में गोली चली, पूरा देश नहीं पूरी दुनिया जानती है, और 92 में मस्जिद शहीद हुई। 90 के लिए हिंदुस्तान में नेताजी को जितने भी सेकुलर लोग थे और जितनी भी अदालतें थी, उन्होंने नेताजी को यह कहा कि आपने संविधान की रक्षा की, और कल्याण सिंह को हिंदुस्तान में सजा दी गई है। कल्याण सिंह को मुख्यमंत्री थे वो, उनको हिंदुस्तान के कानून ने सजा दी है। तो अब आप खुद अंदाजा लगा लीजिए कौन सही कौन गलत।
अच्छा, अब आप अबू आजमी के कमेंट के बारे में बताइए,
कौन फरेबी और कौन ईमानदार,
कौन से मुस्लिम क्यों होना चाहिए, आप उसका जवाब दीजिए। सुधांशु त्रिवेदी,
देखिए, वो समाजवादी पार्टी की मोहब्बत, समाजवादी पार्टी की मोहब्बत, माननीय नेताजी में आस्था और माननीय नेताजी की मोहब्बत में इस तरह का बयान दिया गया है। उनका किसी तरह का कोई इरादा ये नहीं था कि वो किसी का डीएनए टेस्ट कराने जा रहे हैं। एक आदमी किसी से अगर मोहब्बत करता है,
is not the DNA
दिल से मोहब्बत करता है,
the issue is not the DNA test. Syed Asim Waqar, you know that very well.
जोश में बात कही है।
इशू DNA टेस्ट का नहीं है, इशू ये है कि आप मुसलमानों को बोल रहे हैं कि अगर आपने मुसलमान हो के समाजवादी पार्टी को वोट नहीं किया तो आप मुसलमान नहीं है।
तरक्की की
पॉलिटिक्स,
अच्छाइयों की पॉलिटिक्स कीजिए। हिंदुस्तान में धर्म के नाम पर मारकाट की पॉलिटिक्स मत कीजिए। हिंदुस्तान में धर्म के नाम पर तलवार देने की बात मत कीजिए, त्रिशूल बांटने की बात मत कीजिए, करौली देने की बात मत कीजिए, लाठी मारने की बात मत कीजिए।
क्या ये ठीक बात है? क्या ये ठीक बात है कि आप मुसलमानों को ओपनली बोले कि अगर आपने समाजवादी पार्टी को वोट नहीं दिया तो आप सच्चे मुसलमान नहीं है? जस्ट टेल मी, डू यू एंडोर्स अ स्टेटमेंट लाइक दैट?
देखिए, हिंदुस्तान एक आज़ाद मुल्क है। यहाँ के ऊपर सबको अपनी बात रखने की, अपनी सरकार चुनने की, अपना नेता चुनने का आज़ादी है। हमको भी आज़ादी है, आपको भी आज़ादी है। जिसका जहां दिल चाहे, जिसको दिल चाहे जाकर वोट दे। बहुत से लोगों ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट दिया है, तो वो भी हिंदुस्तान के बाशिंदे हैं। बहुत से लोग कांग्रेस को वोट देते हैं, वो भी हिंदुस्तान के बाशिंदे हैं। मेरा अपना जो अगर आप व्यूज लेती हैं, मेरे व्यूज, मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ये है
जिसको जो बोलना है, लेकिन अगर हम बोले तो वो ठीक है, अगर किसी और पार्टी का कोई सदस्य बोले तो वो ठीक नहीं है। दैट्स नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल। सुधांशु, कमिंग टू यू, आई थिंक जस्ट T.S. Krishnamurthy wants to make a couple of concluding points. Yes, T.S. Krishnamurthy.
Yeah, as far as use of religion is concerned, there is no doubt that every party looks for an opportunity to use it, either covertly or overtly. It is necessary to bring in an electoral reform to ensure that the use of religion is at its minimum. You cannot eradicate it completely, but I am sure by suitable electoral reforms you can check it substantially.
Yeah,
that's all.
Mr. Krishnamurthy, thank you for joining us. Let me put a quick question to Sudhanshu. Sudhanshu, at this point, I want to bring in Shailesh Gandhi and Madhuresh along with Sudhanshu Trivedi. Sudhanshu, are you for a strong law that ensures religion is not used in the electoral process? Are you for a strong law? Yes or no?
We are
definitely there has to be a proper practice.
Yes or no? Yes or no question.
All the parties consider then it should be. But the problem is
no, I haven't completed.
Problem क्या है कि इंडिया की हर आइडेंटिटी को रिलीजन से कनेक्ट कर देते हैं.
I have not completed.
The political vision of Mahatma Gandhi was Ram Raj, then Ram became communal, then Vande Mataram, the patriot song became communal, and now recently that flagging of the hoisting of the tricolor has become communal.
Sudhanshu, one second.
तो आप करते चले जा रहे हैं.
I have not completed.
You draw your own definition of communalism.
I asked you a yes or no question, Sudhanshu. Yes or no question?
और देखिए, कम्युनिज्म का एक लाइन में बताता हूँ, पहले उसको डिफाइन कर लीजिए, देन आइए, आई एम हैविंग नो प्रॉब्लम। द डेफिनेशन इज कि अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर दशहरे पर भगवान राम के पर्व पर जय श्री राम कहते हैं तो कम्युनल है, और वो लोग जो रोजा रखते नहीं, रोजा में उनकी कोई इबादत नहीं, उनकी कोई अकीदत नहीं, वो रोजा अफ्तार करते हैं, जो रिलीजन को मिक्स करते हैं भाई,
हिंदू राम की पूजा करता है तो वो कम्युनल।
Sudhanshu, you haven't taken my question. I asked you a yes or no question. You gave me a 100-word answer.
नहीं, जब धर्म का राजनीतिक फायदा उठाते हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी या समाजवादी पार्टी कोई भी फायदा उठाती है, तब ये बात बिल्कुल कम्युनल हो जाती है और आपको उसको मानना पड़ेगा।
भाई हमने ना कभी यूज किया, we never used and we will never use.
Sudhanshu, one question. Let me make.
आपने नहीं यूज किया, राम मंदिर आपका पूरा मुद्दा है, हिंदू आपका मुद्दा है, क्या कह रहे हैं?
Madhuresh,
यूपी इलेक्शन नहीं लड़ना है क्या?
1000 years.
Okay, Sudhanshu.
आपको यूपी इलेक्शन लड़ना है? स्टूडियो में आप यह बात कर रहे हैं, आपके नेता हर दिन यही बात करते हैं।
Madhuresh, I asked him the question for a reason.
बात करते हैं।
Madhuresh, I asked him the question for a reason. I asked him the question for a reason. I asked him if he wants a strong law. He said yes. Is Ramdev merely a yoga instructor or also a religious leader? Should he be campaigning or pledging support for parties, and is this done without the consent of the party? Should there not be a law that looks into this aspect as well? And if this law comes in, Sudhanshu, which you say you support, then you cannot use leaders like Baba Ramdev to ask for votes for your party, which has happened in the past. And this goes to all political parties as well, including the Congress.
Yes, you have raised a very appropriate question. It is having 2 points. In democracy, you cannot stop anybody in pushing their views or expressing their views in favor of any political party, but political parties should not go to the religious leaders. This should be a consensus,
Sir,
and all
they are
political
proxies.
parties should commit that they will not go to any religious leader and ask their decree or their indication in favor of their political party. Here is the problem. Because if you restrict somebody, it is against democracy. But if you approach a religion, then it is.
आप नहीं जाएंगे, वो आपके पास आ गए, आपने मान लिया.
I think Mr. Aryama Sundaram has a point. Yes, Mr. Aryama. He was making a point.
तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं?
What I wanted to say here,
Yeah, Madhuresh, let Aryama
if you hear what every single political party is saying,
Never went to any religious leader.
can I say something, please?
Yes, Aryama,
We've
please.
been hearing the political parties, each one. Look, I'm sorry, we've been listening to each political party blaming the other one for doing it. What we cannot get away from is each one of the political parties does it, wants to continue doing it in one way or the other. That is why every answer of which you ask will be met with a namby-pamby reply. They will say, oh, you cannot go to a religious leader to ask him to support you, but if he comes forward and says it in your favor, that's okay. So what are we saying finally? That a religious leader can speak for a party? Are we then not bringing in religion?
You are
so
a
let's not get away from it. None of the political parties wants to do away with it and accept the fact.
Political views, say yes or no.
Then in that, by your own logic, no.
Can you stop anybody?
Mr. Aryama, and
even
Sudhanshu,
a person in that jail can express
by your own
and he
logic,
can contest election.
No, in that case, by your own logic,
it is the duty of the political parties not to
one second. By your own logic, you will back Imam Bukhari speaking for the Aam Aadmi Party when you know the Aam Aadmi Party hasn't met Imam Bukhari. So is that your logic?
Oh,
your logic is if they don't go, if they
met Imam Bukhari. Sonia Gandhi met Imam Bukhari.
I'm talking about the Aam Aadmi
Singh
Party.
met Imam Bukhari. Indira Gandhi met Imam Bukhari.
Is the question about that or Madhuresh? Madhuresh, I want to ask you, okay, Madhuresh...
And the religious leader, whether he is speaking in the capacity of religious leader or as a person, there are two different things.
I'm sorry,
Baba Ramdev doesn't represent any sect of Hinduism, or he is not a established Hindu religious leader, he is a yoga teacher.
A religious leader is a religious leader. They lose their individual identity, I'm sorry.
And our opponents consider yoga as a communal. On the other hand, 190 countries accepted yoga as a healthy way of life.
Individual नहीं हो सकते, वो हिंदू धर्म को represent करते हैं. उन्होंने सिर्फ
अरे भाई आप तो योगा को भी कम्युनल मानते थे इन 2013
बाबा रामदेव आज एक हिंदुत्व के लीडर हैं
योगा यू सेड दिस इज नाउ 190 कंट्रीज हैव एक्सेप्टेड इंक्लूडिंग ऑल द मेजर मुस्लिम कंट्रीज दैट इज ओके
कम्युनल इस्तेमाल करते
हैं आई एम सॉरी
कम्युनल नहीं है माफ कीजिए सुधांशु जी हिंदू धर्म आपकी बकवास नहीं है माफ कीजिएगा मैं भी हिंदू हूं लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी हिंदुत्व की बकौती नहीं कर सकती उसी तरह से योगा के सिर्फ रामदेव नहीं रामदेव ने उसको हिंदुओं का धर्म बना दिया है
और I thought the only शैलेश गांधी
क्योंकि आप हर चीज को हाईजैक करना चाहते हैं
शैलेश गांधी
आप हर चीज को हाईजैक करना चाहते हैं आप यही कर रहे हैं
Shailesh Gandhi, I thought being Indian was the only identification during elections. I thought being Indian was the only identification during elections. But now you see,
देखिए मैं एक और बात बताता हूँ.
No. Let Shailesh Gandhi speak.
The Congress is.
Sudhanshu, I'll give you last word.
Their concept of identity. भाई देश सन 47 में आजाद हुआ था सोमनाथ का मंदिर बना था. भाई सरदार पटेल in the presence of Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the President of India, and it was not communal. Now talking about Ram Temple in 1980s has become communal. Because it was not suiting Congress party.
Let Shailesh Gandhi has an answer for you. Shailesh Gandhi.
Can I suggest that we stop talking of dividing people? As far as the issue of religious leaders, I was hearing everybody. Have we understood that if we say religious leaders must not support any political party, we are denying their fundamental rights? I think these are not feasible. But what we should insist is, even today, the Representation of People's Act, Section 123, is reasonably powerful, but it is not implemented. Let's get these laws implemented. If anybody makes an appeal based on religion, please let's prosecute him. We are not doing that, and we keep talking of more and more stringent laws achieving nothing. As far as the political scenario is concerned, I heard my friends from political parties, and they were not interested in a solution. They were only interested in saying, you did this in 1990, you did this. I thought we'll go back to the year of BC. We didn't. We stopped at some position. And nobody is willing to answer. The truth is, they will not give this up. until citizens
thankfully though,
also
as
stop
Niranjan did ask
looking at
Dr.
this.
Sudhanshu Trivedi if he would be for stronger laws to make sure that there is no way that there can be any appeal on the basis of caste or
Yes.
religion. He did
didn't answer.
say yes in a very long roundabout way, but that's really where we need to head. The question is, can the model code of conduct, for example, be strengthened in such a way that an appeal for votes cannot be made purely on the basis of caste or religion or community? Sudhanshu Trivedi, as promised to you, last word to you before we quickly wind up this debate. Would you be for this, and is there a reason why in all these years the parliamentarians have not looked into this issue more seriously?
They will not go for this.
Okay, let Sudhanshu answer.
We in our own,
They will not support this.
we in our own code of conduct
BJP
have
will not support
always
this law.
stick to these things in principles. But those people
does not work
who have
for
used the word,
Bharatiya
I just
Janata
two
Party.
things.
It's not in their
You are
interest.
saying that there should be no caste base. अरे भाई वो पार्टी है जिन्होंने कहा तिलक तराजू तलवार इनको मारो जूते चार और आ गई.
Politics is counterproductive
अरे भाई
for the
religion.
national development.
Our
Do you
your
understand
prime
this?
Prime Minister of Congress Party has said that the Muslims should have first right over the national resources of India. By this logic, how can you have
yesterday Prime Minister
secularism?
was talking
How
about
you
triple
have a
talaq.
clean politics?
Yesterday
How
only
you
Prime Minister was talking
you
about
can have a
triple talaq.
non-religious
Why?
politics?
Talk
This is
about
the
Article
problem. That's why
370.
there is a need of the
Why
hour
talking
for all
about religion?
political parties
Talk about
to
the real
sit
politics
and have a
of
firm
Article
commitment like
370.
Bharatiya Janata Party
Talk about
that we will
Kashmir.
never use
Why
any
Prime Minister
religious
was
word,
talking yesterday about
religious
triple
slogan
talaq?
in any of our
Why
context.
you are
Well, the question then, Sudhanshu Trivedi, if you're saying that is the commitment, if you're saying that is the commitment, where is the commitment to the people of India? The commitment to the people of India can only come if this is actually brought in through stronger laws. Because just mere lip service is not going to do. That is the only way forward.
Of convenience.
Well, the irony, I think, Tina, the irony is, Tina, the irony is,
They are hypocrites.
Yeah. Running out of time.
You should understand.
Running out of time.
Hypocrisy is that you talk about triple talaq as a symbol
Running out of time,
secularism.
Sudhanshu Trivedi,
But it
the
is
irony-
not a communal thing.
Sudhanshu, the irony is, this evening you say religious leaders, you're telling,
You
no,
are saying that Vande Mataram is communal, that is a pure nationalistic song.
This is what Prime Minister was
Sudhanshu,
saying yesterday.
Sudhanshu,
Why you are stressing on?
Sudhanshu and to all our panelists,
Why you are not stressing on
Alimuddin Khan,
Article 370?
Alimuddin Khan,
That's very
Shailesh Gandhi,
important
Syed Asim Waqar, Madhuresh, Kumar and Sudhanshu Trivedi. It's an irony that, the same political parties which are saying we shouldn't use religion are doing it on a daily basis in the run-up to the Uttar Pradesh elections. And Sudhanshu, religious leaders don't speak as individuals, they speak in a religious capacity. When religious leaders ask someone to vote for a particular party, they're speaking in a religious capacity and not as individuals. Thank you for joining us on this debate.
Niranjan ji,
Thank you to all our panelists for joining us on debate number 1 on the Newshour.